The New Jersey Center for Teaching and Learning presents Ecology Ecosystems. Table of Contents for Ecology Ecosystems. In this unit, we will discuss topics including community interactions and associations, symbiosis, animal behavior, ecosystem impact on population size and resources, ecological succession and tolerance and adaptation, disturbance of ecosystems, and maintaining biodiversity and ecosystems. Community interactions and associations.
Populations in an ecosystem interact with their surroundings in numerous ways. They interact with both biotic and abiotic components. Each population lives in a particular habitat and occupies a specific niche in the ecosystem. Habitat describes the specific area where an organism lives within an ecosystem. It is the organism's home. This penguin's habitat is the ice shelves of Antarctica. This saguaro cactus's habitat is a southwestern USA desert. An organism's niche is a description of the role it plays in its habitat. A niche includes all aspects of an organism's life, including the type of food it eats, when and how it obtains food, where it lives in its environment, tree, nest, hive, etc., and when and how it reproduces.
Ecological niches. No two species can occupy the same niche in the same environment at the same time. If this occurs, competition for resources will displace one of the species. The figure below shows 3 different species of warblers that have established different niches in the same tree. The Cape May warbler feeds at the tips of the branches near the top of the tree. The bay-breasted warbler feeds in the middle part of the tree. And the yellow-rumped warbler feeds in the lower part of the tree and at the bases of the middle branches.
Komodo dragons live in the Indonesian islands and are carnivores that hunt birds and mammals during the day. They live in burrows in the ground. They take 9 years to mature and can live up to 30 years. They reproduce sexually, and females lay up to 20 eggs at a time in self-dug holes. The eggs incubate for 8 months.
Community interactions and associations. The ways that populations interact with one another in an ecosystem are called community interactions or associations. The acts of obtaining food, obtaining protection, and reproducing lead to different types of interactions within an ecosystem. The main types of interactions include competition, predator-prey interactions, symbiosis, to be covered in the next topic.
Populations in ecosystems often have overlapping needs. Perhaps they eat the same food or use the same type of shelter. Competition results when there are more organisms than resources. Organisms must compete for resources in order to survive. In this picture, 3 species, lion, vulture, and hyena, compete to eat the dead zebra. Although we often think of animals when we talk about competition, plants also compete for resources. Plants compete for water, access to light, minerals in the soil, and animals that help them with pollination and seed dispersion. Competition occurs between organisms in different species and between organisms within a species. Interspecific competition occurs between members of different species. Different species of plants on the forest floor compete for sunlight to survive. Inter means between, specific refers to species. Intraspecific competition occurs between members of the same species. These polar bears could be competing for a female to mate with, for food, or for territory. Intra means within. Competition occurs in a variety of ways for a variety of resources. Click below to watch a video about fringehead fish and octopus competition. Then answer these questions about the video. For which resources do fringeheads and octopuses compete? What is the example of interspecific competition? What is an example of intraspecific competition? Answers on next slide. Fringeheads and octopuses compete for territory and food. Interspecific competition occurs between the fringehead and the octopus. Intraspecific competition occurs among the fringeheads as they fight for territory and food. Predator-prey interactions occur when one species eats another species to obtain energy and nutrients. This type of interaction mostly occurs between animals. The hunting species is called the predator, while the species being hunted is the prey. Not all predators are big animals, and they're not always bigger than their prey. Predators typically hunt for more than one type of prey. In any one ecosystem, there are many different predator-prey interactions. Click below to watch a video about the Okavango Delta in Botswana, Africa. Suppose you are studying snowshoe hare in red and lynx in green populations. When you begin the study, both populations are equal, with 8 animals in each. A parasite enters the ecosystem and kills half of the lynx population. They are marked with an X. There are now 4 lynx and 8 snowshoe hares. What do you think will happen to the snowshoe hare population? Because the predator's population has been cut in half, fewer snowshoe hares are taken as food and their population increases. Now there are 4 lynx and 12 snowshoe hares. How do you think the populations will change next? Although the lynx population is initially small, it has an abundant food source due to the rise in hare population. The lynx population grows by 4. The increased predation reduces the hare population by 4. There are now 8 lynx and 8 snowshoe hares, the same as before the parasite infection. Predators and prey are dependent on each other. If one population changes, it will create a change in the other population. If the prey population decreases, the predator population decreases. If the predator population decreases, the prey population increases. If the prey population increases, the predator population also increases. And if the predator population increases, the prey population decreases. Interacting predators and prey limit one another's population sizes in cycles. A predator-prey population graph may look like this.